Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Boruto became a Jinchuuriki. Now, how is this gonna work? Since Naruto does have the Nine Tails and all the other Bijus are free from their Jinchuuriki hosts, even like Dara and all that. Let me explain how this is gonna work. So, since everything in the original canon for Boruto was still happening, like all since the beginning, towards somewhat of them graduating already. So everyone has become a ninja, the same thing in original canon. Like, Boruto was just doing missions and all that and realized that he isn't that strong. Like, he tried to learn more jutsus and realized that he has the lack of chakra. Well, control. Since he's not chakra control, but he has a lot of chakra, but not enough to make like more clones or do anything. So he needs to figure out how to even do the Rasengan. He tried to be taught by Konohamaru, and of course, the Rasengan doesn't work because he sees that it doesn't work. But then he realized again trying to make a Rasengan. Sees that he accidentally added lightning chakra to make a vanishing Rasengan. So when he showed it to Sasuke, Sasuke thought that, Boruto thought that Sasuke didn't like it, blah blah blah. But of course after that, he just found out he made a new Rasengan. Of course, Boruto, instead of like being trained by Sasuke or anything, Boruto didn't do that. Because Sasuke is actually going to be training Sakura. And, well, Hinawari. She's actually going to be trained by Naruto. Since the Chunin exams are going to begin in about a couple of months, which I'm saying. Okay, so of course, Boruto decides to go train in the forest, not even in the training ground, training in some random place of the forest. Of course, it started pouring rain, and everyone is leaving from like training ground towards back to the house, like Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, Hinawari, and everyone else. Boruto noticed that he was in the forest, and of course, he lost track of time and all that, and saw that it was too dark and all that. So instead of going towards trying to get his to the village or to his house or anything, he instead found a cave. Now this cave had it looked like it was just a normal, just cave that didn't have anything back to like go into an actual cave and all that. Until Boruto noticed when he looked behind how the opening. Instead of there being, how he's looking in the opening, seeing that it's raining, he looks behind him and sees somewhat of it looked like a square, because instead of the cave being a normal shape of the cave going deeper and deeper, instead of going deeper, it just, how should I say? So, of course, he looked behind and sees that it looks like it's split in half. Of this like looking like a square. Two sides are sort of rectangle, and it has a strange symbol of ceiling types, which Boruto decides to put his hand on the ceiling and kind of just feel the texture. When I mean like feel the texture, he's only feeling it with like 4 fingers. His thumb is sort of like not even on the thing. He decides to put his whole hand on there. Sees that nothing actually happened, but then a couple of seconds, blue light started happening. Blue, black, and white light started happening from the seal. Now, Boruto wanted to let go, but for some reason he didn't want to. He wanted to, but in an instant, yes, he wanted to let go. But for some reason, he didn't want to let go. So, of course, he finally lets go. But, of course, the seal decides to break. And, the two stone slab doors, whatever, decides to push away from each other. Which Boruto entered this room and is confused what the hell this room is. Of course, when he enters towards a weird thing on the middle of the whole room, how should I say? It was somewhat of a, how should you say, I can't remember that word it's called, but it had a scroll on top of it. A sort of scroll that had some blue and black and white symbols. Not symbols, but inside it. But around it was all covered in like blue and black. Of course, it had this like fire, sort of blue fire imprint on the scroll. And so when Boruto walks closer, he stepped on something that kind of pushed down. And of course, everywhere around him, blue fire started appearing. So, of course, Boruto's confused, but he decides to walk towards the scroll and actually touches it. And, of course, felt like this weird energy happening, but he doesn't understand it. So, instead, he decides to open it by taking the blue, what's called, blue fire patch there, taking it off and trying to read the whole scroll. He doesn't see what the scroll is. For some reason, it's just so weird. But, of course, he took it off the stand and all that and started reading it. The stand started, deciding to go down. Now, Boruto was confused what the hell is happening. And then he can't actually read the scroll because it actually had weird symbol writing hand. And of course, the stand decides to fall down. A giant glow of blue light decides to go all around Boruto. And Boruto didn't know what the hell was happening, but then he had this strange feeling of just passing out. So of course, Boruto fell asleep, like he fully passes out. Of course, his chest, his shirt kind of lifts up and, a seal was on his stomach. And of course, Boruto's now unconscious. Wakes up the next day, it's still raining and all that. Because it's going to be raining for a couple days. But yeah, Boruto wakes up saying, what the hell just happened? And then, he wakes up and feels like something is happening, something is wrong. He doesn't feel like he's in his house. So he wakes up and sees that still the blue fire is still glowing after a while. He still has the scroll like right next to him. And of course, he doesn't know what the hell just happened. So, of course, Boruto, of course, his shirt was up, so he just pushed it down. He didn't see the seal on him or anything. Because it disappeared and it actually just shows up when you put chakra on it. Now, I know people are gonna be mentioning, is the seal gonna be similar to that of how Minato sealed the Nine Tails into Naruto? No, the seal is actually a different type. It's a different type from a ancient clan. Yes, because Boruto's actually gonna have an ancient tail beast on him. That was actually sort of way stronger than other Bijus. So yeah, I'll mention how many tails this tail beast has. But when Boruto sees the scroll, he decides to pick it up and try to read it again. Because he remembers reading it and some blue light happens and then he passes out. So when he reads it, he can actually understand the wording of the read now. The symbols, the letters and symbols were black when he saw it before. Now it's a shade of blue color on it. So Boruto starts reading it. This is the scroll of our clan. Our clan is called Jinchuuriki. Now Iju. So that is the clan's name. Now, of course, Boruto's confused with this name, but he doesn't care that much. And of course, he keeps reading along. This clan was actually started by a Otsutsuki name. This clan is by a Otsutsuki named Kenshin. Kenshin was a strong, pale white eyes and some, sort of a lightish blue hair Otsutsuki. Now, this clan was created by him. Now, I should mention who Kenshi is. Kenshi Otsutsuki is just an OC Otsutsuki that came here before not before. Came after when Kage was sealed away. Hagoromo and, I forgot his brother's name, but of course, They saw the Utsutsuki. The Utsutsuki did absolutely nothing but just look around. So of course they thought they were gonna fight him. Really, the Utsutsuki just waved at them and says hello, and then just looked around. Of course, after that, Hagoromo, he tried to keep an eye in Kinshi, but figure out that Kinshi isn't really trying to keep cause trouble. Instead, he's just looking around and decides to settle on to only have a clan, and yeah. But of course, there's a main line of bloodlines and a sort of side branch of bloodlines. Now, of course, this is where Boruto keeps reading about like the whole thing. Kinshi was the first creator of the clan named Jinny. I don't know. If you're wondering how to spell Junin, I don't know. It's just it came up to my head. Okay, or Kaigoin. Kaigoin. That's the clan's name. If you want to know what the fuck that is, I have no clue. Just it came up to my mind. Okay, I make up weird names. Okay. So, of course, Barto is just, reading it. And, of course, heard about, like, this, the first creator, towards the second creator, towards, with the second person in line, blah, blah, blah. Kinshi had, of course, after with that happening, the fifth member of the bloodline royalty had decided to, sort of marry a female named have two kids from a female named Nakedon Namikaze. Nakedon Namikaze. Of course, the two kids had two different colors of hair. One was bright cyan color, and the other was a bright blonde color. The cyan person was named Maruto Yunkon Namikaze. The other was Minato Namikaze Ying. Yeah, okay, you get the point. Junko or whatever. Whatever the fuck I just called it before. Of course, Minato Namikaze, which the mother decides to take Minato Namikaze away, and kept the cyan blue hair here because every clan leader had a cyan blue hair. Either if it was just blue, dark blue, or you get the point. Cyan. So, of course, he became the leader, but of course, our clan was sort of dying because of a disease. So, we had to seal away a very powerful creature that looked over us, but we had to seal him away because we didn't want anyone to have him. Of course, Minato Namikaze left to go into the Leaf Village, with his mother dying from the disease. Now you get to Minato Namikaze. So basically, this clan had a connection with Minato Namikaze towards Naruto, but I never mentioned. Yeah, Naruto basically kind of had those whisker marks from the Nine Tails and actually could kind of control more power, somewhat, since of this clan. But of course, this is where they just talk about that and all that. And since our disease is so long fair, this is the end of our story. Unless a fraction of that clan of Minato Namikaze coming back with either their grandchildren or whatever, finding this, we will tell you one thing to those who found this and actually managed to get the creature to actually help him. Go into your mindscape and see if you have him. And if not, then you're not part of our clan and should die. Goodbye. So that's what it said in the what's called scroll. And Boruto's like wearing creature mindscape. What the? Of course, Boruto decides to do it because he had nothing else better to do and it kept writing. Yeah, because some of the water was pouring in after a while. So of course, Boruto goes into his mindscape and he walks around. Now, his mindscape isn't the sewer or anything. Instead, it's a somewhat of a, how should I say, a just forest. A forest, mountain mindscape and all that. Now, Barto's just looking around, just wondering, what the hell? Is this really his mindscape or whatever? Whatever. Of course, this is where he kind of bumps into a giant, a couple of, like, metal pillars and stone pillars and all that. and sees, well, this creature just looking at him with a blue eye and sharp teeth. Now, Boruto says, "What the fuck? Who the hell are you?" This creature is named not Zak, no. His name is what you call. His name is Jinchuuriki. Now, Boruto, who the hell are you? And of course, Jinchuuriki said, well, my number name is actually called Jinchuuriki. I am the guardian tail beast of, well, the clan that died because, well, I was created by the Utsutsuki named Kinchu. And Boruto heard of that. Wait, Biju. Tail beast. Wait, are you one of the 9 Biju? Now, this is where Inchi just says, 9 tail beasts? No, I am not one of the 9 tail beasts. I don't have 9 tails or 1 tails, okay? I have about 21 tails. Boruto looks closer and sees that those are a lot of tails. Now, why did I pick 21 tails for the tail beast to have? Well, the problem is, I like 21, and basically that's basically my birthday number, so screw it, okay? Leave me alone. I picked 21, ¿por qué no? So of course Boruto sees that this creature has multiple tails, and then sees the colors around the tail beast. It's nothing like any of the tail beasts. The closest tail beast that I can probably relate to is that of the Two Tails, because it has a bunch of colors. So it looks like this. It sort of has these colors and all that, but it also looks like a fox of that. Somewhat those tails are long and blah blah blah, and does have like blue like fire around like the feet and all that, and also tails. Yeah, it looks like that. Of course, Boruto says, "So, what is your real name? Because if that's how many tail numbers you have, what is your real name?" In the G cheat, let me say that. Jinchuuriki says he was surprised at the fact that this boy asked for his real name. And then says, "Well, boy, my name is Zakaron." Or not Zakaron, Zakarin. "Why is your name Zakarin?" "Why not? Every tail beast should probably have a real name." "Well, my name is Zakarin." It's interesting. You already have whisker marks. You're sort of related to that of the 9 tails. I can feel a similar chakra to that. And you also have, well, about, you have about 25% of the clan, of this clan. Because, first of all, not 25%, wait. So, I'm gonna call this clan the Toxopepseta. So what that actually means is just called special clan, because I actually can't think of an actual original name that actually stick to my head and I not forget about it, okay? So, of course, Minato had both 50% of this clan, the special clan, and, well, Namikaze. And of course, Naruto has about 50% of Uzumaki and 25% of both each other clans from Minato. And Boruto has, well, 25% of Uzumaki, 15% of, well, both of. So 10% Namikaze, 15% of the special clan, 25% of Uzumaki, and 50% of Hyuga. Which, yeah. Since Hinata's a full-blooded Hyuga, and of course, well, Naruto being a bunch of mixture of different clans, of course, Boruto had 15% of the special clan. Actually, screw it, the name is, I keep changing it, but of course I'm gonna call it Shion. Shion just means cyan, okay? Because, yeah, every clan leader had it to be having a different color, parrot and blue. So, yeah, while Boruto says, okay, so I have that many bloodlines. Yes. And Sean is the newest one I have. Or oldest one, newest one, whatever you want to call it. Zakarin says, yes. Now, kid, since you are now my new Jinchuuriki vessel, my Jinchuuriki vessel, you are not a sacrifice of humans. I just decided to choose you because you are the last member of the clan. Since you have, yellow hair, and since I'm sealed into you now, your hair is actually changing to cyan. Well, a light cyan, since your hair of yellow is also yellow, light yellow. One side is, basically you're gonna have cyan color hair and highlights of your blonde hair, since your Sean was now unlocked, since of me. But, yes, that's all I just wanted to say to you and all that. And Bart was like, wait, if you're a tail beast, how strong are you? Basically, Zakaran says, I should have mentioned how strong I am. But I'm stronger than the Sage's sixth path, because I was a creation of Kinshi's power. Kinshi was stronger than the Sage's sixth path because he was a stronger Uchizuki. He was a higher level Uchizuki. Somewhat of royalty, but he left the Uchizukis because, first of all, he didn't like destroying things. But yes, I'm that powerful. And Boruto realizes, damn. Of course, then Boruto then realized, wait, why wasn't my father's bloodline activated? Zakaran says, well, your father and your grandfather's bloodline was not activated because it was somewhat sealed away. Because you needed a special ability to actually activate it. And Boruto says, and what is that? To let me see if I wanted to activate your ability or not. Basically, I am the guardian of this clan. I am having the ability to see if I activate your ability to have the bloodline or not. And since your grandfather and father was never ever to meet me, their bloodlines were never activated. But since you stumble upon this cave that has the fragment memories of, not memories, fragment memories, the fragment, what's called lessons of your last clan, the Shin clan, then I was the one to, decide to be sealed inside of you. Now, of course, there was no human to seal you, seal me inside of you, because I can do it by myself. I'm one of the strongest creatures out there. So just when you wake up from this mindscape, you can come back anytime, but just meditate or something. But of course, I'm gonna be talking to you in your mindscape. You can just talk to yourself without saying any words. Just say it while in your mindscape. You can also scream it out loud, and I still hear it and all that, or kind of talk out loud, or you get the point. Also, we're gonna have to be training for a while because you are not gonna be able to hold any of my percent of my power. I'm about to say 8 months of training. And Boruto says, what will 8 months of training give me? Well, it will give you an ability, a sort of chakra cloak ability of you and I fusing our powers together to make a chakra cloak. Now, of course, a chakra cloak will either be 1 tail, 2 tails, 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails, 6 tails, 7 tails, 8 tails, or 9 tails, or 10 tails. Since we can go further from 1 tails to 20 tails. 21 tails exactly. Or 0 tails. Your eyes will just go into a cyan blue slick eye color. And your whisker marks, they will kind of go ferocious more. Kind of more feral and all that. When you're in this mode. Of course, your whisker marks will actually go cyan blue instead of being black. Since I'm still inside of you because of myself. Because I'm magnificent. Boruto swatch eyes and says, okay. Get it, kid? Now, of course, if you train well enough and become stronger by my training and all that, I will give you a special weapon that not many people from this clan actually managed to get, not even the leaders. Only one clan member was able to, well, use this ability. Where two, the creator, Jinchuuriki, and also, well, not Jinchuuriki, Kenshin, and also, well, basically, well, Minaso's Namikaze's father, basically your great grandfather, was able to activate this ability. And Boruto was like, huh, what is the weapon or ability or how? Well, you are going to be able to have abilities because I'm still inside you, and I have multiple abilities to give you. About 21. And Boruto widened his eyes. Are they all going to be Kenkais? Somewhat. Some of them are actually going to be dojutsus. You are actually going to have two special dojutsus that no one ever seen in this world. While the weapon being separate, the weapon is something that I will give you if you are worthy enough. Boruto just says, okay. And so, Boruto leaves his mindscape and all that. And well, Boruto is still seeing that training, so he decides to train with Zakarin. Of course, this is where Boruto decides to train for a couple of weeks. Well, not a couple of weeks, after 4 days, and decides to go back to the village. Now, Boruto, well, his hair did change from just blonde hair to some cyan blue hair of highlights around his hair. Now, of course, Boruto, one bloodline has actually not activated. No, not bloodline, but Genkai has been activated. And that is the control of both fire and ice, making chill flames. Now, of course, I gave chill flames before to a what if what I did and all that. Chill flames, basically the combined fire and ice, and what I just call it. So of course, Boruto is just training using chill flames for 4 days. Now, of course, when he goes back to the village and all that, everyone was like, well, basically Hinawari and Hinata were wondering where Boruto was. Boruto came back home and says, hey mom. And of course Hinata says, where were you, Boruto? Boruto says, I found a cave when it was raining for 3 days. Hinata says, oh, you got me scared, Boruto. Boruto says, oh, I'm sorry. Hinata just realized what happened to Boruto. Boruto's hair is now cyan and blonde. And Hinata looks at Boruto and says, Boruto, why is your hair cyan now? Some cyan highlights. Boruto says, I have no clue. It kind of felt some blue cyan liquid fell on my head. I don't know what happened. Hinata says, fine, we will check out that later. Of course, Boruto says, sure. Of course, he goes into his room, and of course, Boruto has been doing just the missions that, like the D and C rank missions and all that, by with his team Konohamaru, Mitsuki, and Sadara. Sadara has become stronger by her father, and Mitsuki just did train somewhat by his father / mother, Orochimaru. And why I say mother? Because Orochimaru became a female one time because of him just taking over bodies. So yeah. Boruto, well, he didn't just talk to anyone about his strange abilities no more. Now, of course, Naruto has been training Hinawari. Why? Because he wants to make Hinawari the next Jinchuuriki of the Nine Tails. Why? Because he sees a lot of potential in Hinawari. Now, Boruto looks just plainly the same and not even trying or anything. He looks like he doesn't want to try to become stronger or anything. Which is just a lie, because Boruto is becoming stronger by Zakarin. Now, we go into an 8-month time skip. Because, yes, everyone has become stronger by, their parents, family members. Yeah, you get the point. And, of course, when it's the new tuning exams, everyone is just excited. Even Team 7. The same thing in original canon would happen for all the way until the fights, because I don't really care about the cutscenes like that. Until the fights happen, Boruto is going against the person with what's called the bubblegum and all that. And of course, the person says, "Ah, you weren't gonna hurt me, blah blah blah. You can't get to me," and all that. And Boruto, what he does is throw a shuriken, and it's combined with blue cyan lightning. They just spin so fast it hits the guy in like the sort of chest part, missing a lot of vital points. Now, of course, the guy says, okay, damn." Rock Lee says, "Boruto Uzumaki has just won. Everyone is amazed and all that with Boruto's skills. But yeah, Boruto does not have the same clothing. Instead, he changed it to this clothing. Black with cyan flames. Instead of being red, what's it called, shirt or whatever, jacket, it's actually, well, cyan color also. His pants are black and his shoes are, well, black sandals. So yeah, with that happening, of course, it's now the next battle and all that. Same things happen for original battles and all that. Until it's Shikadai versus Boruto. Boruto says, "Bring it on, Shikadai." Now Shikadai says, Shadow Poison Jutsu, and actually managed to get Boruto, but it was only a clone. Because the real Boruto was ready to punch Shikadai in the face. Now, of course, managed to uppercut Shikadai. And, of course, Shikadai was amazed with Boruto's speed and managed to dodge. But then Boruto was right in front of him and kicks him in the freaking stomach, hitting him into the wall. So people are shocked and all that. And next is a battle with Mitsuki versus Shiki. Now, yeah, that still happens, and Shiki still wins using Iron Sand. Now it's Sadara versus Shiki. Now, Sadara is actually going by herself because Boruto did not want to do a joint team. He sees no point in it. But of course, Shinki managed to, well, win against Sadara, even though Sadara uses Chidori and Fire Style. Because you need to have a lot, like, how should I say, a lot of chakra with either fire or lightning to overheat the Magnet Style. And Sadara did not have that much chakra. Even though she trained with her father, yeah, it didn't really happen. And she only has the 2 Tomoe still. So yeah. Now, the next battle is actually going to be special. It's actually Hinawari versus Boruto. Now, Hinawari says, brother, I'm actually going to win and all that. Because she has trained with like her father and all that. And Naruto's excited. Like, both his children are right now fighting. But he can, well, Naruto's mostly favoriting his daughter, his youngest daughter, because his youngest daughter has some of the QB chakra. Some. I said not all, but some. It's like about 25%. It didn't get sealed all into it, but Kurama's just slender chakra and all that. So, of course, what she does is activate her Byakugan and says locked on. And Boruto's not even afraid of it. He doesn't care. Because with the 8 months, he has activated a lot of things. And has trained with Sakura. And also has a special weapon that I will mention later what that is. Now, Boruto. He just says, okay. Hinawari rushes at him. And Hiyashi and Hanabi are saying, go, Boruto or Hinawari. Same with Hinata, and a bunch of people are cheering and all that. Boruto just standing there. Just where Kurotsuki says, isn't your son a little cocky? Naruto says somewhat. All the Kages are like talking all that. Some people are wondering why Boruto just standing there. And this is where Hinawari rushes at Boruto. Boruto activated a Dojutsu. Only in his, well, right eye. It's basically this, well, Sharingan. Well, not Sharingan, Rinnegan. This other Dojutsu, I will mention that later, but he activated this Rinnegan. A slit in the middle of the Rinnegan. And Boruto just looked at Hinawari. Hinawari was like rushing in blinding speed and was about to hit Boruto in one of the pressure points. Boruto lifts up his hand and says, almighty push. Blows away Hinawari into the wall. Everyone is shocked because they have heard of that technique. That was because of the pain attack. Boruto has the Rinnegan in his right eye. Not right eye, left eye I meant to say. Because this is left and this, okay, yeah, I'm an idiot, okay? A left eye. And of course, everyone is shocked because if Boruto has the Renegon, then it's an amazing skill that, well, should not really happen because only Uchiha and Senju together will make the Renegon. But yeah, Naruto is shocked how he has the Renegon. This is where Sasuke is also shocked how he has the Renegon. But the Renegon is different color. It's black from the inside and blue from the outside. Well, not blue. The blue from the rings. And has Tomoya's and a slit. Now, everyone is shocked. Himari managed to get back up and says, "Ow. Okay, brother, I see you gotten stronger." What? Okay, it must. But that won't matter when I have the QB chakra. So she activates the QB chakra, and it can only go to 3 tails. Boruto is barely even impressed with the QB chakra. He's kind of annoyed that his father would have gave the QB chakra towards his younger sister. But Boruto's barely any impressed. He's just kind of annoyed. Of course, Shinwari rushes in blind speed with her Byakugan activated. And of course, everyone thinks it's a wrap. Even if he has some weird Renegon thing, it's a wrap. Boruto dodges the attack. And Hinawari was shocked. Everyone was shocked at just seeing Boruto just sidestep her like it was nothing. Boruto saying, "Is that all you have, younger sister?" Hinawari just says, "Don't get cocky, Boruto. I have the Nine-Tails chakra and I will defeat you." Boruto says, "Interesting. Zakarin, you mind like giving me some chakra?" Sakura says, "Are you sure? That would just expose that you are now a new Jinchuuriki, a special Jinchuuriki. Even if that exposed me, I could kick their asses easily. Besides, I'm not being cocky. I'm just being quite safe because she does have the 3-tailed Jinchuuriki cloak, and the Renegon can beat her." Boruto says, "Come on, just at least 1 tail, okay? Or 2 tails." "Oh no. What do you think, Sakura?" Sakura says, "I will give you 2-tailed chakra cloak, okay?" So Boruto jumps back, and of course, blue cyan chakra around him starts just going around him. It goes into a KCM, but instead of being a normal bluish KCM like this, like how Naruto was in this yellow KCM or whatever, or like this, instead of being like that, it has 2-tail cloak, like, well, 2 tails made out of chakra just flying behind, well, Boruto. It looks like, how should I say, when what's called Naruto is like in his like QB cloak that's just made out of like this orange bubbly chakra and all that. Nah, for this it's just like blue cyan chakra. Kind of has the tails just kind of flying around and all that behind Boruto, and a cyan cloak of like chakra. Looks like KCM, but not really. It's called the ZCM, basically Zakaran or Zakaran chakra mode. Now, of course, this is where everyone is shocked, because that looks just like basically Naruto's KCM. Now, of course, this is where Hinawari just says, "What is that?" Boruto rushes at her and already punches her in the stomach, knocking the spit out of her mouth and hitting her into the wall. She just goes, "Ah, that was a nice pick, brother." But she just says, "Rasengan!" and was about to hit Boruto. Boruto, what he does is block it with only 2 fingers. Blocks the Rasengan. The Rasengan is right now hitting against Boruto's 2 fingers, and Boruto's even giving a crap. Basically, Boruto is just pushing the Rasengan back. Basically pushing Hinawari back. And of course, everyone is shocked, because this KCM, whatever cloak it is not like, well, the Tail Beast chakra mode. It's similar to that of Naruto. And all the Kages are glaring at Naruto because either Naruto gave a chakra cloak, well, some of the Tail Beast chakra that were glaring at, well, Naruto because she does have the 3 tails and all that, well, 3 tails chakra cloak. And, but they are also more glaring at, well, Naruto because Boruto showed this, like, sort of KCM glow. Now, Boruto saying, "Sister, you have the 3 tails, I have a 2 tails. How am I able to defeat you so easily?" And Hinawari says, "I don't know, how the hell you have a Renegon?" Or whatever the hell that is. Boruto says, "That doesn't matter anything, Hinawari." And instead of Boruto, what he does is let's go of the Rasengan and makes the Rasengan hits him. The Rasengan does jack shit. It doesn't do jack shit to Boruto. And of course, Boruto doesn't even like fall backwards or anything, like get pushed backwards or anything. Anywhere we just says, what the? Boruto just knees her into the face and knocking her out already. Everyone is shocked. And it was kind of brutal to see what Boruto, give no flying fucks, going into this sort of chakra tail beast mode and will easily defeating his sister. Now, people are booing at Boruto because they saw that he was so brutal and cold about it. Then, yeah, people like boo at him, and Boruto, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. And of course, Boruto leaves out of the chakra cloak mode and all that. So yeah. Now, of course, this is where Naruto wanted to go down there. But of course, this is where Rock Lee says, next up is the final fight. Shinki from the Sand, the Sand Village versus Boruto Uzumaki from the Leaf Village. And of course, they only had like a 5-minute break. And of course, they go outside. This is where Shinki says, even if you have this Toby's cloak thing, whatever, you aren't going to be able to defeat me because I am the strongest. Boruto says, okay, cocky bitch, shut the fuck up. And Shinki just glares at Boruto. People are actually wanting to talk to Boruto, but Boruto's right now closing away from people. Like, he's trying to get away from people and just like not trying to talk to them. Because he doesn't care. Now, when the 5 minutes are over, they go out, and of course, it's the fight now. This is where Shinki just launches a bunch of iron sand at Boruto, and Boruto dodges. Already just dodging all the attacks and barely even caring, kicks one of the iron sand attacks away. This is where Shinki gets angry and annoyed. Everyone's amazed, because, well, that's the more movements that Boruto has shown. Boruto says, so it's iron sand, basically magnet style, what's called release, where you can control iron sand. This is where Zakuran says, using either lightning or fire will be enough to get rid of the magnet style. Overheating that sand would be enough. Boruto says, interesting, fine. Let's see if he can try to, feel this flame attack. Well, let's see if he can handle this flame attack. And of course, Shinki just keep attacking him and all that. That's where Boruto dodges pretty easily and goes through hand signs saying, Fire Star, Fire Phoenix attack. Launches a red crimson phoenix at Shinki. Shinki blocks it, but then feels that half his sand just decides to be burning. And yeah, the sand that is sort of charred crimson and all that, basically he can't use because his magnet side was overheated in that. Now Shinki is kind of feeling nervous now that if Boruto can use a C rank, I think it was C rank jutsu, that can overpower his sand, and it wasn't even a normal fire style. His fire is red crimson. People are shocked because they never seen a red crimson fire. They might have seen black fire. They might have seen orange fire. They might have seen blue fire from the Two Tails. But people are shocked. They never seen red crimson flames. Now Boruto, he says, interesting. The red crimson flames was managing to easily break his, magnet style. Then Zakuran says use white flame style. Boruto says, wait. Oh yeah, I remember. Even though I can't use the Yamatatsu because that's the Sharingan ability. White flames are the, exact opposite of, black flames. And can easily stop black flames. And Sakura says, yes, dumbass, now do it. Boruto jumps back again and goes to the same hand signs. But this time, instead of saying, not same hand signs, but a different hand signs. And instead of saying Phoenix attack or some kind of fire style, he says majestic flame destroyer, white flame style. And of course, where Shinki is shocked. White flames, everyone is shocked because they never seen white flames neither. And of course, this is where Shinki uses his iron sand to block around him. And of course, the iron sand is right now melting. And so, since the iron sand is melting around Shinki, Shinki is right now using all his iron sand all around him, even the ones that were sort of a cloak and all that. He can't let the white flames get through him, well, through the iron sand, or that would just burn him, cost him the end of the match. Now, of course, everyone is shocked because they heard of the majestic flame being in a Uchiha style, especially that of Madara Uchiha. How Boruto knows the what's called flame style is by Zakren. Now, the majestic flame style was actually sort of somewhat Zakren found out. Now, how he found out is because, well, he lived long in the ceiling, kind of sort of being chakra around it, and seeing Madara train kind of near the temple, close to the temple. And since he has felt how Madara used it and all that, because Madara was training before that. So yeah, with that happening, Boruto uses the majestic flame, the same hand signs but different flames, white flames this time. Now of course Shinki is trying to block all of it. Now he had about 100% of iron sand before. Now he only has 15% of iron sand, which that isn't a lot. After the whole white flame was gone and all that, after Boruto using water bullets to just get rid of the white flames, because yes, the white flames can be extinguished by the water sign. Now the water sign is a dark, deep color blue, not a just normal blue color. Why is a dark, deep color blue? Is all the abilities that Boruto has, like lightning being a cyan blue, fire being a crimson red, crimson red, water being a dark, deep color blue, earth is actually going to be a, well, sort of dark shade brown, and well, wind is actually just going to be a powerful kind of, how should I say, white and grayish type, sort of that like a storm. So yeah, all his abilities, normal like 5 chakra elements, are all increased to like the upper levels and all that. Either that from beyond or somewhat to the max. Now with that happening, of course, Shinki was like, what the hell? How the hell did you manage to do that? Now, what Shinki has is iron sand around him still. Just floating, okay? But the iron sand that was sort of on his clothes are not there no more. So, of course, he does have this like brown, what's called vest and all that. But that's all he has. He doesn't have these iron sand around him. Because the iron sand that was around him are all melted into just pounds of iron sand around him. He's saying, shit. I gotta defeat him. Boruto rushes at him and already knees him in the stomach. He tries to use iron sand attacks at Boruto. Boruto easily dodges and doesn't care. He's right now taijutsuing Shinki pretty easily. Taijutsu him pretty easily. Because the iron sand isn't fast enough or isn't a large amount to actually grab Boruto. So yeah. With Shinki sort of on the defense, trying to be in the defense, he uses an iron wall to try to block Boruto's like punch. The iron wall doesn't block Boruto's punch and manages to get through it, so punch Shinki in the face. Shinki says, damn it, my iron wall sand isn't strong enough since it's all melted. Boruto goes through different hand signs and says, fire style, fireball, white flame style. And of course, Shinki had to dodge. This is where Boruto grabs. Well, like he like shoots the fireball, but of course, where Boruto like goes really fast, grabs Shinki from the collar. Shinki tries to dodge, but then figure out he got grabbed from the collar, and that's Boruto. Boruto's like launching him into the freaking white fireball. Shinki has no thing to do but use his last iron sand. So he used all of it. And of course, after using the last amount of iron sand that he had, well, he doesn't have any more iron sand. Since all his iron sand is already melted. No more understand or anything. Shinki says, no, I'm gonna lose to you, am I? Boruto says, so yeah, what happened is Boruto just looks at him, cracks his neck, and then cracks his knuckles and says, don't worry, Shinki. You're gonna be in perfectly good hands. Smiles. Shinki kinda gets nervous and wanted to actually give up. But before he even gives up, Boruto kicks him in the fucking, what's it called, like, face. Like, in the head. Of course, Shinki goes up and says, damn it, I have to try to say give up. Boruto grabs him from the mouth and says, shut up, Shinki. Don't worry. If you die, you die. Besides, this is a tuning exams. You can't give up now. Shinki says, no. He tries to give up. He tries to, like, raise his hand up, but Boruto cracks that shit. Gaara says, Boruto, that is enough. And, of course, this is where Yodo and also his, like, what's it called? Shinki's other brother, like, the masked guy, kind of felt nervous. Everyone felt nervous. Since Boruto's a little brutal than before. And Shinki says, you won. Why you keep attacking me? Boruto says, oh, that's because you wanted to be so cocky. I wanted to show you the pain of being defeated. Shinki said, his arm is all like fucking twisted, broken. He said, leave me the fuck alone, you monster. Oh, I know I'm a monster. Who cares? This is where Momoshiki and, well, not Momoshiki. It's where Naruto jumps down and looks at Boruto and says, Boruto, your headband. Boruto says, my what? I just won. What do you mean, old man? He says, for that brutal act, you are no longer a ninja. You are, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Invalid to be a ninja or to become a chunin. And Boruto says, what the fuck you mean invalid to be a ninja? I just fucking won. The fuck do you mean? Remember Momoshiki already attacks and Kimishiki and Urishiki? That's where Boruto noticed the attack and actually dodged. The attack hitting Naruto instead. And of course, Boruto says, what the fuck? This is where Sakura says, Utsuzukis. Weaker Utsuzukis. They aren't stronger than Kimishiki. Or not Kimishiki. Kimshin. And Boruto says, okay. Well, these Utsuzukis are right now kicking the shit out of everyone. So Naruto's right now trying to defend his, like, the stadium from Kimishiki, Momoshiki, and, well, Urushiki's right now trying to grab the chakra from, what's it called, Mitsuki. And Boruto actually came out of nowhere, grabbed Mitsuki out of the way, and grabbed what's called Urushiiki and brought him down by just using, like, a lasso. He says, get over here, bitch! And Urushiiki says, how the fuck you found me out? Grabs him from the face and already knees him in the face, saying, fuck you little shit. Boruto says, no, thank you. I don't swing that way, Utsutsuki motherfucker. Yeah, Utsutsuki motherfucker. And he says, die! This is where Boruto, he, like, dodged the attack that Urushiiki wanted to do, and Boruto appeared right next to him. Since his his second eye that I didn't mention, well, that eye actually allows him to, like, teleport. Sort of like a Kama would. Somewhat. Or somewhat like an Utsutsuki ability to teleport. To make a portal and actually do that. But Boruto uses Kama weed and, well, kicks, well, Urushiiki. Urushiiki was shocked. He was like, what the? Gets hit into a bunch of walls, and of course, Momoshiki and Kimishiki just look at Urushiiki, and Urushiiki say, for fuck's sake, why is some kid kicking my ass? Momoshiki is laughing and saying, nah, some kid is kicking your ass. Wow, I knew you were weak, Urushiiki. Urushiiki says, fuck you, Momoshiki. This is where Sasuke and Naruto are shocked that Boruto is right now fighting another Utsutsuki. And this is where Boruto, he says, Sakura. And Sakura says, yes. We're gonna have to go into that chakra cloak mode. You know, the 21. And Sakura says, you realize if you go into 21 tells, your body is gonna hurt for about a month. And you can only last into that mode about 5 minutes before, well, getting fucked. Boruto says, fuck it. I don't care. Sakura said, fine. So your power is gonna go into that skyrocket. Also, you realize you can definitely just use the 10 tails to probably kick their asses. No. Go in 21 tails to show everyone I'm stronger than everyone. Sakura says, fine, Boruto, fine. Go ahead. I'm gonna be pumping chakra, you be pumping chakra also, and go into the chakra cloak. So, of course, Boruto is standing there, and, well, Momoshiki is laughing at Urashiki, and Kimishiki is looking at Boruto, and a bunch of, like, sort of chakra around him started igniting up. This is where Kurama felt this chakra, and is saying this chakra is strong as the Otsutsuki that you are fighting. Naruto, what the hell is your son doing? Boruto says, let's do this, Sakura! Sakura says, bring it then. I mean, not bring it. Let's do it! Like, Boruto, like, steps down to the ground. Well, not on the ground. Like, steps down in the stadium and all that. And the ground below him just cracks. Boruto, a bunch of, like, tails started just swinging around, appearing and all that. 21 tails appeared. And, of course, the chakra cloak went into a dark cyan color. Of course, also ears did pop out. Sort of like a chakra cloak and all that. But that was only a chakra cloak ears and all that. And, yeah. So, of course, Boruto is now into the 21 tails. This is where Momoshiki, Urashiki, and Kimishiki realize this feels like Kinshi, Otsutsuki. They all look at him. They all look at Boruto, and Boruto is like showing his sharp teeth. His eyes are slick blue, but with cyan color. But of course, they go into different what's called dojutsus. And Boruto says. Also, his hair does go to that, similar to that of Kimishiki. Somewhat. His blonde hair kind of goes into a cyan dark blue color, or bright and dark blue, and also kind of goes a little bit longer. Boruto looks at them and goes, and Kimishiki, Momoshiki, and Urashiki says, fuck, he can't be fucking serious. Is this where he actually went? He could have destroyed this planet, but he has to protect it? Fuck. And they say, whoop. Should we run away? Urashiki was ready to like leave the planet because he ain't trying to fuck with the strongest Otsutsuki that was able to actually defeat the Otsutsuki King, but did not want it to become the Otsutsuki King. So yeah. So they were like, he isn't him exactly, right? They say, you motherfucker, you realize he still has that much power. The fuck you wanna fight there? Momoshiki, you realize the Otsutsuki King got his ass kicked by Kimishiki. And Momoshiki says, that is true. But he's still a kid. And maybe he doesn't know how to control that power. Boruto already in front of them and already kicks Kimishiki into the fucking wall. Of course, Momoshiki and Urashiki said, fuck, we gotta leave. Boruto grabs both Momoshiki and Urashiki and smash them together. Like, just grabs both their heads and just cracks them together. Ow! And then gets launched down to the ground. And Boruto stomps on Momoshiki. Momoshiki screams out, ah, fuck! Ah. Passes out already. And Boruto, what he does is grab Momoshiki and turn him into a fruit. Yes, because this chakra cloak is basically sort of like the power of Kimchi. And since Kimchi was in Otsutsuki, that managed almost he actually defeated the Otsutsuki King, but they didn't want to become the Otsutsuki King for a reason. He didn't feel like it. And of course, Boruto just, like, his, like, nails are long and they have cyan blue. It just grabs Momoshiki and turns him into a fruit and eats him already. Also, Urashiki and Kimishiki says, fuck, we gotta leave. Boruto already puts his claws out and speed blitz him and already takes him into a chakra fruit and eats him. And Boruto's like, ah. He just burps and does, ah, that was delicious. And he looks at, Naruto and Sasuke and glares at them. This is where Kurama says, Naruto? Naruto says, what? That's a tail beast. I'm guessing an ancient tail beast, cause Hagoromo did tell us, tail beast, that there was another tail beast, but it wasn't from Hagoromo exactly. It was from an Otsutsuki that came here that was pretty strong, but did not want to fight anyone. His name was Kimishiki. Not Kimishiki, Kimishin. And Naruto says, okay, how many tails does this tail beast has? Motherfucker, count. It says 21 tails. If your son managed to, I don't know, find this tail beast, and I guess the tail beast was willing to help Naruto, I mean not Naruto, Boruto, then you two are fucked. If Boruto decides to launch that cloak tail beast again, or will decide to fuck up using the other Utsutsuki's powers, because he did eat them and absorb them. How Utsutsukis usually do the same thing. But of course, your son is stronger than that of the 10 tails. Even stronger. Because I can feel the chakra and I'm not trying to fight him. So good luck, Naruto. He gets Naruto out of the chakra cloak and says, you are on your own. I'm not fighting him. I don't care. I don't care if we die. Fuck that. Naruto says, bro, give me back with the chakra cloak. Fuck no. This is where Boruto gets out of the chakra cloak and kind of falls down. Kind of going in one knee and saying, God, yeah, it feels great. But it feels pain a lot. So yeah. Of course, this is where I'm gonna leave it off, cause well, my stomach hurts and I feel like doing something. So yeah, bye bye. Potato, potato, potato night, potato, potato.